And I was like, and I like grabbed it and I like went in my hide, and thankfully no guests saw it. They were barely turning the
I was
corner,
just gonna ask, did anyone see that?
No.
Hi everyone, I'm Charge and Die, professional scare actor. I'm known for telling Scareactor stories on TikTok, Instagram, and all the things. Follow me there if you don't already. But after a while telling stories, I thought, hey, it might be fun to interview some Scareactor friends of mine so that they get a chance to tell their stories too. I have a special guest with me tonight. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Kelinda. I am Killer Kells, Kalinders on Instagram. I am a scare actor as well, seasonally. On other times when I'm not playing dead, I am a hairstylist and body contourist. So,
Hell yeah! Oh, I'd love for you to do my hair at some point.
Oh, yes, I love your hair.
Thanks! It finally faded out to a more natural red now. So I need to get it done again.
Yeah, I'm just purple Urkel.
I wish I could pull off purple hair. I wish I could have purple hair because my work won't allow it. I have to, you know, stay natural.
Yeah, I get it.
I just got new headshots done like a while ago with my super bright red hair, so I guess I need to keep this for a while.
I have to like redo my headshots every single time with my hair length and my color.
It's expensive. I don't have the money, so I'm just gonna keep the headshots and keep dyeing my hair the same color because it's cheaper to just do my hair every few months than get new headshots every few months.
Oh yes, indeed.
Woo! Actor's life. Anyway, Kelinda, how did you get started in scare acting?
This is a good question. I always went to the park for a very, very long time. And it was just a tradition, you know, you go with your friends to the park, and one of my friends actually got casted and was working it that year. So obviously, you know, it's so much better when you know someone in the inside, and you go and you're like looking for them, and I was like calling their name, and they come out for like that 3 seconds, you're like, ah, and then that's it. Floor is over. Then you're on to the next.
But you remember those 3 seconds forever.
Yeah, you're like trying to savor the moment. You're like, yeah, you got me, and then you just keep going. And then the next year, he was just like, hey, you know, they're casting. I think you guys should just come do it. It's so much fun. It's very family oriented. It's like camp, whatever. Some extra money. We're like, okay, why not? And yeah, we got casted, and then pretty much hooked ever since.
Yay! Were you an actor before doing it?
Entertainer, yeah, dancer. You know, I don't really consider myself an actress, but like dancers have to act and tell a story too, so.
Do you feel that helped with your scare acting?
Yeah, definitely for like the physical activity part, because it's a low. Hey, that's rude. Oh, it's my mom. Definitely for like the physical endurance part, that definitely has helped me for sure, because all the long hours, if you're on 30 minutes or an hour, and you want to give the same energy to every single person.
It's exhausting. It's one of those things that people don't really ever realize.
Yeah.
Oh geez, stream has disconnected, attempting to reconnect. What? What is going on, Streamlabs? It's okay, we're still recording this, so it will be on YouTube if it's not currently streaming, so we're still good.
Probably should have streamed on my
Ugh. This has literally never happened before. I don't know why it's disconnected. I was wondering why, like, it dropped down to 0 viewers. Cool, cool. Thanks, Streamlabs. You're drunk. Go home. Anyway, we could still... Yeah, I'm recording, so it's fine.
We can still chit chat.
We can still chit chat. I just want to catch up. It's fine.
I know, especially because I'm not going to be working with you this year.
Yeah, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of stories to share. I got a scare zone this year, and everyone's been shocked at that, because every step of the process, like through processing paperwork, I just had my costume fitting today. Every step of the way, they're like, oh, okay, so for this character, what did you do last year for this? And I was like, last year? This is my first year. What are you talking about? I don't know Knott's. I've been in the park twice for Knott's Scary Farm. And that was to specifically see friends who were scaring there. And the one year that we took over the park, you know, like 2018, where we were like, hey, this is the one day we're not working, but they are. Let's all go to the park at the same time. That was really fun. So I did that. I went to the Boysenberry Festival this year with my boyfriend, and then also finally got to ride rides in the park for the first time ever. I didn't even know it was a theme park for the longest time. So I know next to nothing. And they're like, oh, well, what did you do last year? I know nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm new. What do you mean? I don't know what I got cast as. Can someone tell me, please? Like, it's so disorganized. And they would go, oh, you're new? But you have a scare zone. I'm like, yeah. I'm not new to scaring.
Because you have the height. You have the height on you.
Oh yeah, that's definitely an advantage. I get the scary rolls, the big intimidating rolls. Grrr.
Yeah, small rolls. Well, I'm 5. I say 5'5", but it's probably 5'4.5".
Yeah, that's okay.
But,
you can round it up. I'm more like, I think Universal measured me once at 5'8 3/4, and I was like, nope. I'm 5'9". Yeah. I'm not saying all that.
Yeah. All the costumes for me are either too big or too small.
Oh.
I was Baby New Year.
Oh, you were? Oh, I went through that maze.
I wasn't in a specific role, but I played it a couple times. But it was crazy because it would be like up to here, the onesie, and then you could see my like skin and my socks. And I was like, yo, I need longer socks. Because everyone's like, it's a girl, or, you know, just people just want to comment on your outfit and your costume. I
know exactly what the costume looks like. I remember going through that maze and seeing Baby New Year and going, who are you?
I freaking love Baby New Year. I hated the mask. Because it's like a big bubble and you had no peripheral vision at all.
Oh, no.
But it was such a fun role to play and like crawl and cry because that's what I really wanted to do in real life.
I understand.
Oh yeah, and then someone saying on my live, my first year of HHN, I was Leatherface's victim. Oh, I was getting sawed in half all night.
Was that 2017?
Yes.
Oh my god, you were on Terror Tram 2017 too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Like, I remember working with you, I just couldn't remember exactly what role you had, because I knew you were further away. Because I was at Bates Motel, and you were up on the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there. And I love Bates Hotel, too. That's a fun one.
Oh, I wish they could bring Terror Tram back. I know it's, like, not really cost efficient for them, but it was really cool, and I never got to do it. The one year I finally decided to go through as a guest, I took the year off to finally be a guest at HHN. I never gone through before. I just worked there for a couple years when I first moved to LA. And yeah, I wanted to see my friends in action and see the context of everything. But then they got rid of Terror Tram that year. That year.
It was literally breaking down. If no one knows this, by the way, like, the set is literally falling apart.
It makes sense because Whoville is made out of styrofoam.
Yeah, I mean, we were in Bates and we were Killbillies, which that was fun too. And we would pop out of, like, the rooms, and the floor was literally collapsing below us. So we had to, like, be careful where we did. And obviously we want to be aggressive and, like, opening the doors, and it'll just, like, fly off the hinge. I'm like, well, can't use that door.
Yeah.
So it's an oldie but a goodie.
It's an oldie but a goodie. I just wanted one time to actually ride the tram down and see the whole thing. Like, I need the context of the whole thing because I never got the chance to do that. But no, it's the one year I actually took off to do that and they didn't have it. And then 2020 took off from all of us. So I didn't scare for 2 years.
I felt like it was my year to have a scare zone. Actually, but Holidays in Hell, being Baby New Year, that was a scare zone in its own outside the maze. So.
True, yeah. It's not like a whole street to you, but it is a scare zone. Yeah, you can move around.
Yeah, that's all you really need is a little zone.
What were some of the best scares you got as Baby New Year?
I got a lot of them. It's easy because I get to hide behind the fog.
Yeah.
So obviously, me being short, I just like crawl down and I would come up and they'll just be like, oh, like, especially because if on Holidays in Hell, you think that the maze is over. You don't realize it's a scare zone. And they put Baby New Year like all the way at the end. So people are just walking out like, all right, we're good, we're done. And I always caught a lot of people off guard. So that was super duper fun.
Not done yet.
Yeah. You're like, now! Or sometimes I would chase them all the way down if they run.
Did you like waddle like a baby at him?
Yeah, yeah. When you get up like a baby and then you just like, just like race at them. They're like, ah!
She's an Olympic runner! Oh God! At the age of 0.
I know. She can't leave the zone. I'm like, watch me.
You think I can't? I don't see a supervisor around right now.
I know. Oh yeah. Where's a supervisor when you really need one? But it's okay.
Yeah.
We love them.
Well, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got in some trouble with guests every once in a while in my scare zone in 2018. Where I couldn't see, breathe, or hear anything, and every once in a while I would accidentally knock into a guest. Not hard or anything. If anything, they were the ones being stupid and staying on my tail, and then I would turn around, about face, same spot, because I know people, right? But then my little snoot as a werewolf might boop their nose a little, and then they were like, oh my God, I'm dying.
They're like, oh my God, you touched me. I'm like, I got punched 8 times today. Come on.
I got kicked in the face while spider crawling. Please complain more.
I know.
Oh my God.
I'm like, why won't anyone stand up for me?
Yeah. I'm just a monster. I will say this, like, clearly people see us as objects. And if we didn't know it beforehand, I definitely know it after one dude hit me when I was the wolf in 2018. And I called security on him, and they brought him backstage and called me off my set early to talk to him and get both sides of the story, right? So I get off set, I see him there. He's like yelling at the security officer, being like, I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? She was in my... No, he was in my way. He didn't know I was even a girl. Like, he was in my way. I didn't do anything. I take off my wolf head, and the minute I did that, the minute we locked eyes, his face dropped. He was just like, oh.
Do they not know that there's, like, women as scare actors?
I think it was a dual thing. It was like, oh shit, that's a girl. I hit her. Oh, that's a person in that mask. It was like a double whammy for him, like in realization. I was like, yeah, I'm a person. I'm a girl. Why'd you do that? He's like, I'm sorry. Like, his whole demeanor changed. He actually apologized to me. He was like, I'm really sorry. I didn't think there was a person in there, as stupid as that sounds. And I go, you and a lot of other people, but we are people. This is our job. Please be nice. Don't touch us. That's like a big rule that no one ever listens to. Don't touch me. I'm fragile.
Adam says we're not people. That's true. We're not people.
No, we're monsters. We're all monsters. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to William, and he's like, I'm a monster. Huh?
Like, what do you do? Oh, I like to scare people for fun. Like,
yeah.
That's weird.
I always say, scaring is my therapy and screams are my applause. I'm not evil. What?
That's true. Actually, scaring is very therapeutic, actually. Especially when you're all like, when you get them one after another and you're on fire, you're just like, girl, you feel so much power.
I love the ping pong thing going on. Like when you get a scare and then the one across from you gets a scare and they're just screaming the whole way down the hallway.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, absolutely. Just tip for anyone watching this. Work with your fellow scare actors. We all want to get the scare too, you know? We'll help you do it.
Actually, you get more scares that way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What was the biggest challenge when you started scare acting?
Staying awake. I think everyone who knows me knows that I am the queen of like falling asleep wherever, even in the most like
I'm jealous. I wish I could do that.
situation. No, I'm tired. And it's just so crazy. Well, especially because, I'm working in the morning and then I usually, go to Scare and everything. And I'm just like flat out exhausted. And I would, even especially my first year, I sleep on my stomach. So when I was Saul's victim, I was already there in my like, go to sleep mode. So I'll just be like, I'm just going to rest my head here and wait for people to come. And then and then a supervisor would be coming around and like poking me. And I'm like, ah! It was a scare. It was a pop scare.
I was acting dead. What?
I was acting.
I was just really good at it. You ruined the scare.
Yeah, you ruined it. You ruined the whole plan. But yeah, that I would say that year. I mean, that was my first thing. Was just struggling to. They're late hours. And we're probably on an hour, off 30. That was my time. I was on for an hour and only off for 30.
Oh, that's the worst set time to get.
Yeah, well, it's because they said like, oh, you're just sitting there, you're not really doing much. But like,
but it hurts your back.
Yeah, it actually hurt my knee and my back, and my shoulders. But I was just like,
and everything. It's fine. I'm just broken. Just...
Yeah. I was like, dying over and over is hard. I mean, thank God I don't have to actually scream that there's, like, the audio, but still, like, you have to act it. Like, she was screaming in pain, so I couldn't just be like, oh. So.
Oh, ow. I was known as the fun grindstone kill amongst all of the show control people. I don't know why. I think it's because my partner was amazing. Of course. She was so good. But when I went out, I would talk with the Jasons. I was in Friday the 13th, for those who don't know. Not the movie, the Zone. Why would I be...
She was in the real movie.
I was in the real movie back in the day, like the original. I just look really young. So I was Grindstone Kill. And I don't think you were there whenever I would do this. Stop me if you've heard this one. But I would start every shift going to get my gross mask, and I would hold it in my hands and go, well, back to the daily grind, and then put my mask on, and then go to the grindstone, and then I would do a pelvic thrust, and then sit down, ready for my set.
Every time?
Every time, every day, I would do that. It started off with a good laugh the first day, a few chuckles the second. By the third day, everyone would groan and be like, Noelle, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna happen every day, you guys. This is gonna happen every day.
That's so great.
So I don't think I was like known as that person. I don't even think anyone even remembers, but I do, and it's important to me that I remember this. But I was like, we were 45-45, I think. Was it 45-45 or half-half? I think we were half-half. I don't remember.
I just feel like a 30-minute lunch is straight up torture. But
yeah, it's too short.
Set, take off whatever you need to take off. Put your mask back. And put your normal clothes on, and then like walk to lunch. You already have to come back and put your stuff back on and get ready to go back on set so you can do the switch at the time.
I will say this, I've been spoiled both years at HHN with costumes that were really easy to normalize if I wanted to go through a maze or get food or something. So for Friday the 13th, I just had the Camp Crystal Lake shirt on, and then jeans with a little bit of blood on it, and then sneakers. So I would just put my jacket on, or like take the shirt off because I had Under Armour under it. And then I had my mask, so I didn't have makeup on or the prosthetics, like the jaw prosthetic. Oh my god, I felt so bad for those people. But I just had makeup on my eyes, so I would put sunglasses on and walk wherever. Same with the Wolf in 2018. I had a leotard on. I would take the dress part off, put like a onesie over it or a jacket over it, and sunglasses. That was it. I was so spoiled.
By the way, for other people like watching this, that's not a scare actor. If you see people walk around with sunglasses at night,
That's a good tell.
Leave him alone, please.
Sometimes like a normie would look at me weird, so I would get the sunglasses down, reveal my like red around my eyes, and just wink at them, and put the sunglasses back on. They'd be like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with her?" Many things. That's why I'm a scare actor.
I had, I think the worst makeup, since we're talking about makeup, was the prosthetic blood.
Oh. Wait, prosthetic blood?
Well, I guess they're the dry blood that we have, but it's not like red paint. Like everyone thinks it's like the fake blood that people get on Halloween, but it's like more of a, it's like latex, or like, so that way the blood doesn't like go and it looks like real hard blood. That is the worst because it's alcohol based and you can't just rinse it off. You have to use alcohol.
That stuff was so bad. I actually convinced them to let me wear gloves so that I at least wouldn't dry out my hands doing that. But my arms, of course, I was like soaking them in alcohol. Like I would get these wipes, soak them in alcohol, and then soak the blood for like a good 10 minutes and then scrub so hard and it still wouldn't work.
Not safe. Straight up alcohol every day. So it would take me an hour, maybe even longer to get because I had it from like head to toe.
Ooh, you poor thing. On your face too?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sometimes in my hair, you know, the makeup artists, they're just like, I'm like, okay, got it.
Thanks.
Yeah. But like that would take me like an hour just to like soak and take off, and it was really like killing my skin. And
I could imagine.
A good friend of mine told me shaving cream.
Shaving cream?
Men's shaving cream, especially the one with the aloe additive. You just put it on, you let it sit, and then it'll come off. And that
I want to try that now. Whoa.
really, I mean, the problem was still there. It still kind of took a while, but it was better than the alcohol just sitting on my skin.
Okay, good to know. Oh, I learned something new today. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I hated that. And the black eyes were great too. Like the raccoon eyes, especially when after like a long day and it's just like streaming all the way down. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I wish we were able to like leave with at least some of the makeup on. If you were to take the bus or subway or something, and then it's like no one's gonna mess with you if you have this makeup on.
The one time that I did keep my makeup on, I got pulled over, and I was like, I had the fake blood on too. So imagine, luckily they didn't see it, but like if they did, they would have been like, "Ma'am, out the car." Like I was just expecting the worst.
It's fake. I'm sorry. I'm an actor.
Like at 3 a.m. Come on, like you got black on your eyes, you got red flake blood all over you.
You should see the other guy.
You should see the other guy. Yeah.
This is not my own blood, sir. It really isn't. It's makeup. I'm sorry. Please don't arrest me. Like, I didn't murder anyone. Oh, goodness. Just pretend.
That is not happening.
What has been your favorite character to play so far?
There's a lot. Oh my god, is Adam still on here? On Monday? I don't know if he is. But I want to say, I may want to take it back now. Let's see. I loved doing Kill Billy at Base Hotel. I want to say it was the most fun because it was like a scare zone in a way. The supervisors just didn't care what we did.
That's the best. Free reign.
That was super fun. Kind of getting to do whatever you want. That's my favorite. Maybe New Year is also a close, very, very close second. That's just, who wants to act like a baby? Me. The easiest scare I want to say is I was put in Purge. Were you there for Purge year?
In 2017, they had that Purge scare zone in between the Bloomhouse mazes, right?
It was oh yeah. Uh-huh.
I did that one, but I wasn't there for like the big Purge year.
Yeah, the Purge year was crazy. Like the maze was a hot mess. Like it has so much potential to be good, but I think it's the supervisors and the scare actors that like didn't really care.
Aw.
It could have been good. Like I was walking through it. It was a great like maze itself layout, and like the different rooms were great as well. but like they just really did not care, like at all. Like I feel like they put all the rejects there.
Aw, that's so
But
sad. That makes me so sad.
makes me sad too. But I mean, it was an easy maze to do. The one I did, I would swing girl, so I had the long red like cheap wig. I looked like a stripper. And I
Nice.
had like makeup that like was all like brushed up and like eyeliner that was down, and all I did was swing. A swing for 30 minutes. I think I was 45, 30 for that
What a
one.
great workout, and you still get scares? That sounds great.
I didn't get any scared. I got a lot of cat calls.
Oh, well then.
It was behind the swing girl's behind a fence because a lot of people come up to it and be like, "Oh, hey, baby," and like, "You're high," and I'm just like, "Oh my god."
Ugh.
So it was my least like interacting wise, like not the best because like people just kind of talk trash or whatever. But it was like the easiest to do, and like no one was ever touching me or whatever. So I just like put on headphones and I was just in my own little world swinging.
That sounds like so much fun. Like, it's not what you want to do when you're hired as a scare actor, because as a scare actor you want to scare, but in general, that sounds pretty dope. Like, I wouldn't mind just like swinging for a few hours.
Still got to like dress up and everything, which is another fun part. Like,
Yeah.
just, like, a character. Hey, Ryan. But I was actually like a setup for a pop scare for another person. So that person was never there. I don't know. Like people just don't get it sometimes of where to be in their spot. So sometimes he never made it in time to his spot.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really important that when, if anyone watching this in the future on YouTube, if this records well, if you're thinking of becoming a Scareactor or you are a Scareactor, I think it's really important that you know your place and know what purpose your role serves. Because, like, you could be the scare, but you could also be the setup, and that's equally as important. Because if you don't set up properly, they're not going to land the scare. So just, know where to go, know what to do, and if you're asked to just swing, then swing your heart out, baby.
But if they tell you to be blackout, don't do it. No.
Don't be black. Unless you
No,
get really hurt, do black.
We need blackouts.
We
need
do.
blackouts. It's not for me.
It's not for everyone, but a lot of people like it, and I respect that. I personally love scare zones. Some people can't handle scare zones, that's fine, so they prefer mazes. I talked with a couple people who said they prefer to be a victim over anything else, like that's their forte.
Yeah.
I think that's really fascinating. Like, people do you know? Yeah, I don't know what it was about Purge. Like, it's always Purge, I feel, that people get catcalled the most. And it might be because of the costumes, because a lot of the costumes are like really tight and like sexy and but murdery, and I guess that turns some people on. I don't know.
Guilty pleasure for some people.
I definitely took advantage of that when I was in that really small Purge scare zone. I was the only girl there a couple nights. I was only there 2 nights for pool after Terror Tram was done, and they gave me this really tight American flag patterned dress, tights, boots, gave me gloves to play around with, and this giant mallet. And
I love props.
I love working with this kind of prop. I love it. So I felt like Harley Quinn, so I drew inspiration from her. So I put my hair up in pigtails and I put the mask on, and I was just like going around, bouncing around, and then scare someone, and then go back to being like bouncy and flirty, whatever, and be like, hey, and get them real good. But whenever I knew like someone was gonna catcall me, you could tell, it's like feeling it in your knees when it's about to rain. You could just tell, like, oh, that dude's gonna so catcall me. He looks like the type. So I would turn my back toward the crowd because they were coming one direction and going the same direction. It wasn't coming both ways. So I would turn my back to the flow of traffic, adjust my my gloves, pretend to be, oh, I'm not paying attention. Oh my god, what's going to happen behind my back? I have no idea. I heard a comment, the guy comes up, I see him in my peripheral, and he's like, ooh, there's the pretty one. And I grab my mallet and stick it right in his face, an inch from his nose, and he falls back into his friend screaming, and I'm like, yeah.
I have a lot of control.
I love working with specifically mallets. I really like big mallets or like big axes or something. I like the long stick because then I can stick it in people's faces.
I've had a keen axe. The axe was fun. Axes are fun. Probably like a little knife. I love, oh, I can't think of what the name is. I was like an evil witch and I had my little, I don't know, staff? Yeah!
Staff. Okay.
Staff! I love the staff! You have so much power with the staff.
Oh, I want a staff. I can't say what I am, but it's related to what you just said. And I would like to have a staff for that character too.
I
like wield a staff. Oh,
And
I just want to
like,
work with a prop again. I will say the last few years I had masks on and I totally get it. Like not a lot of people can handle masks, so when they find someone who can and won't complain about it, they're pretty much stuck in masks every year from there on out, and that's what it felt like with me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do that, but I like to mix it up every once in a while. Can I get some prosthetics? Can I get some makeup? Like, can I get something? Because I want to use my face. When I was the wolf, it was really nice. First off, it hurt because it would cut my nose. I would always have tape on my nose.
Bandage.
Yeah, and because it was just like digging into it. It wasn't fitted to my face. It just had foam on the inside to prevent it from spinning around. But other than that, it didn't really fit. But I was able to laugh and cry in it and no one would know. And that's the plus of that, because boy, did I sob sometimes. It was so bad. But then I also would laugh when people fell down and I felt evil, but at least no one could hear me. But I do miss using my face and like being a character. Because when I have a mask on, yeah, in my body I could be that character, but what my face is doing is like, da 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 da, so not in character.
When you have a mask on, you have to work harder because you have to really like put out that energy because you have a face that already says the expression. Because sometimes just an expression could like creep people out, you know, like just,
that's
like,
a good point.
Or, like snarl. But I feel like with a mask, I have to try more. I've had my mask fall off my face, like not fall, flung. I've had a mask flung off my face before because I was so sweaty, and it was Asher versus Evil.
Okay.
And I was Grandma, but she was a grandma zombie, and Ash will come out with a shotgun, and he goes, "Hey, Grandma," and then I'll pop out from like my hide, and he goes, "It's time to dance," and he goes, and he does like 6 shots at me, and then there's like special effects, and I'm like dodging the shots, and then like I just like go ham, and I just run toward him, and then he does like 6 more shots, and I have to like pretend I'm getting shot with a shotgun, and then I go back to my hide. So that was like our little segment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of
That's a
acting.
lot. Like, how many times do you have to do? Is it like every 6 seconds or something? You have to do it again, or?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Get that dancer's endurance there.
I know.
Put that to
So
work.
when I was like dodging, I was like getting creative with it. You know, I was like doing the Matrix and stuff, and I was just like choo choo, and like I was trying to be as fast as possible. And I guess when I was like jewing to one side, my mask just went flink, and it like flew off. And I had like, you know, our little cap on for the mask. And I was like, and I like grabbed it and I like went in my hide, and thankfully no guests saw it. They were barely turning the
I was
corner,
just gonna ask, did anyone see that?
no, but my Ash saw, and he was like dying. And there's a little camera for people that don't know on the inside that where you can see the outside. So I get to see like when he's ready to come out for whatever reason. And I look at what he's doing. He's like on the floor, like cracking up. And then the 6 seconds come where we have to come back on. And I was like, all right. And I was like coming back out. And he's like, no, like stay in there. Like he couldn't even like get
Oh
up.
no!
Or, like, and I was a pool performer. That wasn't even my mace. So I was like, God darn it, everyone's gonna hate me. They're like, this pool performer can't even keep her mask on.
But that's
And
not
I
on you. That's fine.
Yeah.
There was this one pool performer who was a Jason in our Terror Tram maze, And I don't remember who it was exactly, but he was cool, and I would chat with him on breaks and stuff. But he came onto set. It was one of those really slow days, like no one was coming through for some reason, and he started doing the floss dance. Remember when that was popular?
I know what you're talking about. Oh my god.
Was it Jacob? I don't remember.
It's Chris.
Was it Chris? Okay.
Yeah.
So he started doing the floss dance, and he was across from me, so he was doing the neck kill person. He started flossing, and that's how I learned how to floss dance, was by watching him. And I stood up at my grindstone with my Jason, and I was like mimicking him, and I was like, oh, that's how you do this dance. So we were just like flossing for a bit, and then one random guest came running through screaming. There was no reason to do this, but she was just like sprinting through, and we froze in place as she went through, looked at each other, and then I sat down at my grindstone, and he started like doing the kill, and then the rest of the group came in, and we were like, oh my god, they almost saw us flossing. Oh my god.
That's funny. I know, yeah, I knew who you talked, because I have a video of him doing that backstage.
Oh really?
Obviously I couldn't post it, it's more for me.
Right.
But, yeah, he was just doing all these stuff, and I'm like waiting to get on. I'm like, what are you doing? Be aggressive, be Jason. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
So I've done when you're waiting on set and you're waiting for people to come, and my Leatherface had his mask up, sitting on his head, and because he couldn't see him, and he was like leaning, and I took his chainsaw, and I'm like a half a body part, and I'm like, meh, like playing around with it, and we didn't know the maze started. This was like the first thing in the morning, and like guests come and they're like looking at us. I was like, I threw his axe and I was like, ah! He was like, oh crap. I'm like, I just would imagine the guests like walking like, what the heck? Like,
I would laugh so hard, but it's like, you know, when the scare actor is not in character and they're just goofing off and you caught them at a bad time, you can usually tell, and I would totally laugh. Just keep going through. That would stay with me more than a scare though, because that I caught you guys in a special moment that doesn't normally happen.
Or like not doing work moment.
Oh god. What kind of character would you love to play that you haven't played yet?
I wanted to play Bride of Frankenstein, not the one with the mask, the other one.
Oh, the one from like Classic Monsters? Yeah.
She was so beautiful.
She was so great.
That she didn't get to do anything. She was just on that thing going like, I'm coming alive. I was like, wow, you don't do anything.
The girl, I know, but also it leaves an impression because I know exactly what you're talking about. The girl who is playing her, she did a fabulous job because she clearly had half of her body hidden underneath, and it was cut off here, like right beneath her boobies. And then like the rest of her body parts were spread out on the table, and she would just like move her arms and just look around, curious. Like the way her eyes were and the way she like moved with such precision, it freaked me out kind of. Like I was like, that's so good. It's so minor of a movement, like minimal movement, but it really left a good impression on me. And if you know who that is, feel free to tell her I said good job. Because she was great.
With her and her makeup. I just like the makeup and the
hair. The hair. I'm so upset because I'm so curious what I was cast as, but I had to say no for this year. Because I was so hoping I would be Bride of Frankenstein.
They're not even, because I've already been casted and they haven't told me yet. Like I said, I've been casted a while ago and I already had my costume stuff, so I don't know. I have a feeling maybe they're putting out because we might.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah?
We don't know what's going to happen.
It's still early. Like, I don't know if everyone who's been cast is going to accept the role, so they might have to, like, move some people around and recast or something. I don't know what's going to happen, but...
I don't think they're going to... You think they're going to open to the public this year?
I hope so. I hope they're going to be open to the public, because I want to go through and see everyone. If there's ever a day that I'm not at Knott's, but you guys are scaring, I so want to go. I know you guys tend to work a Wednesday every once in a while. If I get off work early and I get to head over, you know I'm gonna come see you guys, at least for a little bit.
Wednesdays are a good day because that's like our. And I encourage anybody who's coming to on Halloween Horror Nights if there's a Wednesday to snag it, because I feel like fresh, it's not that crowded, and you know you get more scares out of it. Personal opinion.
And it's right before the 5-day week of hell for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
If you guys plan on going through Halloween Horror Nights,
don't go on Halloween. Let me have a day off. No, just kidding.
Yeah, just let me have that day off. Weirdly enough, a lot of the Halloweens that I've worked were very slow. I think in 2018 it was kind of busy, if I remember correctly, but 2017 it was pretty dead. It really depends on what day Halloween falls on, I think, because whatever day Halloween falls on, HHN is going to work it. And it just happens to be, I think it's on a Saturday or Sunday this year. So you guys lucked out.
This year I'll work Halloween. And
Yeah.
then every time it comes around, I'm like,
Oh no, I've got the sickness. I am not well. Halloween off, please. I would like to party. I mean sleep.
we'll see if I work this year. I don't know.
You're still considering it? Aw. I hope you do.
We'll see. I wish I could. Well, I wish we could go see ourselves, but that's not allowed.
Oh well. Apparently someone was able to use a comp ticket or something. No, they bought their ticket to HHN. They got hired as a scare actor, but they requested the day off. They accepted it like ahead of time. They were like, I can't work this day because I'm going through Halloween Horror Nights as a guest. And they were like, cool, do that. I thought that was against the rules. I thought we weren't allowed to do that. I know we aren't allowed to like use our work pass to get backstage and then go through the mazes when we should be working, because that's obviously against the rules.
That's how I would have done it.
Oh no honey, no.
If I were, which I'm not a rule breaker, but that's how I would have done it. Called off and
But they would catch you because they know like you went through the gate, but you're not where you're supposed to be. Fired. Fired.
Say goodbye to that seasonal job.
I always wonder, like, you never know who is put on the no hire list. Like, they don't tell you if they put you on the no hire list. And I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I always get hired.
So you're not on the no hire list. So apparently there's this list that HHN has, and I think most haunts have this too, but specifically for HHN, if you break the rules in some way, like enough for them to not want to hire you back for a little bit, but not severe enough where you get fired on the spot, you get put on this secret no hire list. And if you're put on that, that means they won't hire you back for 2 years. You could still audition and get the golden ticket, but when it comes to casting, they're not going to cast you. And I always wonder, like, who gets put on that list? Like, what constitutes being put on the list without being fired? Where's the line?
If you're late all the time, like I know that's a big one. They keep track of lateness and absent. Obviously showmanship, because I know we get graded.
Yeah.
We get graded every year, which I know my point.
I had Abe as my supervisor my first year in 2017, and he pulled me off to the side one day, and he was just like, I got Abe. That's how we met. Yeah, he was my supervisor, and then we became like besties after that because he liked my Kingdom Hearts sweatshirt that I wore every day. So we just started talking video games. He's the best. But he pulled me off to the side one day when we were hanging out, and he was just like, by the way, I gave you a really awesome grade. And I was like, grade? We get graded? And he was like, yeah, but don't worry, you got an A. And I'm like, sweet. Thanks.
Oh, Haunted Hayride. Oh, that's happening this year. Haunted Hayride.
Haunted Hayride's happening?
And they're not doing the drive-through way. They're going to do it the normal way.
Whoa, I've never been through Haunted Hayride. I was tempted. I was gonna audition this year because I didn't know if I could audition for Knott's or not. When Knott's started hiring, it was rehires only, and I didn't know if they were gonna stick with that or open it up to other people. So at that time, I knew Haunted Hayride was hiring people, hiring scare actors. So I was very tempted to audition, but I don't know where it is, and I've never been there, and I don't know what they're looking for, and I got busy with work, so I never did. But then I heard that Knott's is hiring, and then I auditioned, and then I got it, and that's the story. Yes.
One of my supervisors commented, my old supervisor commented, he's the best. For the record, I never said he was the best. That was not.
Technicality.
I didn't say he was my favorite supervisor. My first supervisor, though, was Michael Scott.
Oh, Michael. I think he was my supervisor for one night when I was pool.
Yeah.
That was it.
And that was like his first day, and he would come all preppy and stuff.
Aww.
And I would I mean, to this day, I still put a complaint to him. And to this day, he's always like, they let you work here again.
Yeah. Lovey-dovey, yes. Of course they would hire you back. You are... First off, you have the endurance that you need.
Yeah.
Not everyone could get through those first 2 weeks. Oh man, especially working another job. How about this? Do you have any advice for scare acting while also having a day job?
Yeah, sleep during breaks. But put your alarm on and don't miss them, because that's happened to me once.
Oh God. Do multiple alarms. I learned this through business, actually. I was flown out to Chicago to meet with a company. This is my previous job, not my current job, but I was flown out to Chicago to meet with our client, with the president of the company and people in different departments to make sure we're all on the same page. And I missed the meeting because my phone never went off. And I had, and so I talked to my dad about it because he's a big business guy, right? And I was like, what did I do wrong? I set an alarm, it just didn't go off. What do I do? And he's like, you gotta have multiple alarms. I mean, one's bound to fail. Have like 2 or 3 alarms. Have them all set off at the same time. You'll definitely wake up then.
You gotta eat good foods. That is true, Devin.
Just in case, because you don't know. Like, I accidentally silenced my phone, and it also silenced my alarms too. So it was going off. I just couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Actually, have you been scaring when it rained?
I wasn't allowed to. That's actually a funny story that you bring up. Poor Rob out in the rain. Scare Zone Rob. He's great. He's the best. He was one of the only ones with a mask that wouldn't get mildewy and moldy from the rain. So he was one of the few who was allowed to scare out in the rain. I offered. I was like, hey, I'm down. I could scare in the rain. I'll be extra careful. I won't slip around. It's fine. But the person who was in charge of our masks in our scare zone grabbed my arm, pointed at Dan, who is like supervisor of the whole area, and was like, she's going nowhere. She's not going out there. I'm not going to allow you to do that because that mask is going to get mildewy and I am not going to clean it and we have no way to replace it. So no, she points at me, you're going to sit down. You're going to sit this set out. I'm going to put this mask over here where it's going to stay dry. Right, Dan? Okay. And you go back upstairs and play video games for a while. I was like, I'm sorry, Dan. She said, I guess I just got to play video games for a while. I'm sorry.
And that was the year of the big thunderstorm.
Yeah.
That was the war level.
Oh, everyone all the guests were so pissed off.
Yeah, you can't get a refund, guys. In the ticket, it says rain or shine.
Where were you when that happened?
I was in the lower lot I was a Killbilly at that time. And when the thunder warning came out, they put us in our emergency spot. That we grill thing. So we're all standing in the rain. There, because our break spot was like sheltered and shaded, but they had us go to our emergency spot in the rain, surrounded by the big like in storage boxes.
Yeah.
And I was like, if we get electrocuted, isn't this the first place that it will come to? This is not the
This
best.
is not. We're not smart in the rain, us Californians.
And
We don't know how to
got
deal with it.
sick. We were standing in the rain, and we were all soaked.
Oh God.
And so a lot of us got sick, and we called out the next day because we all caught a cold. They didn't let us change, and we were there like the rest of the night. Like we all kept saying like, "Let's go home." Like there's no way it's gonna stop raining. We're all soaked anyways. Like, and we're all kind of protesting it. Oh, scare actors and their little mini protests that never work. And they just kept us for the rest of the night, and they're like, "All right, cool, you can go home." And I was like, "It's time to clock out at this point." Like,
Yeah. That's a little different from what happened with us. We were very spoiled with our break area because we were in a building and we had our break room with a TV and a vending machine and we had snacks and we had a potluck that day, so we had potluck food to munch on if we wanted to. It was delicious. And someone put a video game up on a projector in another room and we were taking turns playing Mortal Kombat.
oh, you guys were bougie.
We were bougie as hell. It was it was so funny though, because I was just sitting there going, I'm getting paid for this.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, I wasn't, as luxurious as you are, but I was just sitting there. I was like, damn, we're just getting paid to sit here in my soggy clothes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we would love to scare. We would prefer to scare people, but rain, it sucks.
Rain was there.
I don't want to get wet.
But it's stupid too because they don't make the mazes rainproof.
Well, no, it never rains in
it's
California. Just...
The one time of rain that we're getting here.
Oh yeah, the one time a year it rains and everyone flips out. We don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk more about guests and your scares. Was there any scare in particular that comes to mind that leaves an impression? Like, did you make anyone pee their pants, or number 2 even, or make someone cry? Like, anything fun?
And it's funny, the number 2 thing is so common in mazes.
Really?
Number 2. I mean, I never personally done it. Someone passed by me and that happened. I'm like, oh god. But for people that don't know, people number 2 a lot in mazes.
I wonder why in the mazes, because I didn't get anyone in the scare zone doing that.
I don't know. Maybe just because it's more of an enclosed space and like you can't really escape, possibly. But I want to say my favorite scare. I didn't scare the person. The person was actually Kobe Bryant when he came.
Ooh.
Yeah, he came. It was again in lower lot. I was a clown with a baby, and obviously, when celebrities are coming through the mazes, it was empty, and they're like, "Hey, these people are coming through," and I was like, "I gotta get out there. It's my time to shine." And I didn't know when he was coming through, so I hurry up and I went in, and I was doing my regular scares, and I was like, "Her," and then I was like,
I can't tell from this angle. You're very tall, sir. you.
Yeah, and he was like, he had his glasses and a hood on. He just smiled and like nodded and continued, and I was just like,
Oh.
Did I not get him? I don't know. I felt like I was more shocked that he was him than than the actual scare.
That's the flip. He ends up scaring everyone else who's trying to scare him.
I didn't see him coming. I was just like,
what? It's like a giant tree. Just what? Who are you? Oh my god.
not my scariest, but definitely a memorable one.
No, yes. Yeah, I feel like whenever celebrities go through, it's always memorable. I don't know it until after the fact, though. I have yet to scare Ariana Grande, and she comes through so many times every year, and I still have yet to have the opportunity to do that. I think the funniest one was when I accidentally scared JoJo Siwa. And she ended up scaring me a little bit, because I just turned around, and she happened to be there right in front of me, and she screamed in my face and ran away, and I was like, I didn't know you were there. Was that JoJo Siwa?
Yeah, celebrities don't look like celebrities. And I think it's because we see so many people, like, within a minute, and it at one point, like, it's just a blur. So
Yeah.
that was pink. I was like, that was pink? Or like Vanessa Hudgens, I've seen her. Yeah, I miss Ariana Grande too. I mean, she loved Holidays in Hell, and she loved Santa for some
Oh.
reason. I would literally escort her throughout the whole maze, but it's cool to see celebrities.
Yeah, it is. They always surprise me because some of them don't get scared. Like a lot of, like I would scare them and then they would like snarl at me or like give attitude while others were like really into it. It's so interesting to see the dynamics, but I never know who it is until I come off the set and they're like, you scared so and so. I was like, oh, is that who? Because that year I was in the scare zone and I was in the area where the celebrities that come in doing the VIP thing, they have to take a picture in the same spot every time, right? The deal is get a professional photo done and then they have to put it on their Instagram or whatever for a certain length of time. And I was one of the creatures that would have to take the photos until they were like, oh, but you're wearing a blue dress that's like Cinderella's dress, so we can't use you anymore. Red Riding Hood Wolf, you come in. And then my partner would take all the photos instead. So I got a couple, but I had no idea who they were. And then I'd come off my set and they're like, you took a picture with so-and-so. And I'd go, is that who it was? Oh, okay, because I can't see through my mask. And even if I did, I was looking down at a bunch of shoes to have the wolf eyes look at people.
That was a fun year.
That was.
With all the other people. I don't know if they're princesses. I know what they were supposed to be. That was a cute costume, though. I remember I passed by you every when we check in.
Yeah, it was fun, except for I couldn't pee in it.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Like the first couple weeks, so the wolf costume was this furry leotard with long sleeves, right? And then the dress would snap on the shoulder to keep it in place, but it's a separate thing. And then just boots and a mask and gloves, of course. But the leotard had a bunch of hook and eyes going down the back instead of like a zipper because the zipper would get caught in the fur. And there was no other way to get it off. So every break I had to use the restroom because I was chugging Gatorade so much. Just to stay hydrated, so I would always ask someone, hey, can you help me out of my costume? And I was super sweaty, it was embarrassing, and they would individual hook and eye all the way down. I'd go to the restroom, take the thing completely off, use the restroom, try and get it back on, but it's like swimsuit material, and you know, it's really hard to get it back on a wet body, and I was really sweaty. So, and then they would have to hook and eye me back up, and that would take the full 30 minutes of my break. I was 45 on, 30 off. No, 30 on, 30 off.
30s are the worst.
And it was the worst. It was the absolute worst. I couldn't do anything in that time. But every time costumes would come around backstage area, they would go, okay, do we have any like costume malfunctions? Any missing buttons that we need to sew back on? What's going on? And I would flash them. I would lift up my dress and go, I can't pee! And then eventually they did put snaps down there, so I didn't have to take the whole thing off. Yeah. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. Hell yeah.
Yes.
I just wish costumes would like wear the costumes just for a little bit, just once, to see if we could actually function in them.
They say they do, but they obviously don't like.
Obviously don't, because if they did, we wouldn't have had the issue with the Demigorgons.
Yeah.
Where they were just fainting.
No one wanted to play that.
Nope. We had so many new rehires. For those who don't know, for Stranger Things, the Demigorgon's costume was made out of like a thick latex, I believe it was, going all over the body. And that stuff does not breathe at all. So they are overheating, not able to sweat in the costume. And they would pass out. It was very dangerous. We lost quite a few people that way. Not like they died, they just quit. They're like, I'm not coming back to that. And then they would have to get new hires every week for that role.
Yeah. I even were desperate to even ask some of the girls to do it. And that's a separate conversation about the whole girl playing a man part thing.
Yeah. It's scare acting is a very sexist job, isn't it?
a guy was so easy to play a girl's part, but it took them such a long time to approve a girl playing a man's part.
It was like revolutionary when a girl finally played a man's role, and then it was revealed that she's a girl, and they're like, oh my god. Yet you have guys playing the like doll characters in our Scare Zone too, and wearing a dress, and
Yeah, what the heck? And I know there's some girl scare actors that are better than some male scare actors that I know that can play it just as aggressive.
yeah. It depends on the person. It depends on their strengths and weaknesses, but it doesn't need to be so sexist. There's just this stigma, I guess, with some characters, where I think I addressed it in one of my YouTube videos of being like a beast character and intimidating character, and I say I start describing characters like Leatherface and Jason. Those are like big intimidating characters. Yeah, a girl could be an intimidating character too, but you more often see a guy character doing that, and there's not a whole lot for girls to do. I remember one woman, fantastic actor, but she's a little on the larger side, and she was always cast as like the camp counselor or the bystander or like villager or something with like a babushka kind of look going on, and
We're talking about.
you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, and I felt so bad for her because it's true. Like they have like very short range of sizes for girls too, and I was almost too large for some of them because I'm so tall. They were like, they told me once, they were like, our cutoff is usually 5'8", but you're 5'9", so it's a little difficult, but we'll work with you. I go, gee, thank you for working with me.
I feel like the taller the better.
Right? It's one of those things where it's a pocket of, at least for height, it's a pocket of they don't have anything for this. So if you're like, say, anything under 5 foot, say like 4'5", let's say 4'5" to 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", you're golden. It's like till 5'8", there's a cutoff. Then from 5'9" to 6 foot, they got nothing for you. But then 6 foot and up, they want you again.
Yeah.
And there's that weird pocket, and I fall in it, but just barely. So they're willing to work with me. I just had my costume fitting today, and I'm supposed to wear a dress that's they said it's supposed to hit mid-calf, but it hit right above my knee.
Oh.
Cause I'm tall and dresses fall a little shorter on me. So they were like, can you just wear black leggings underneath? We got nothing for this, I'm sorry. And it's a little too revealing. I'm like, it's 2 inches above the knee. I went to a Catholic girls' school. That's within the rules. 2 inches above the knee.
Yep.
But it's not the costume. So, and I was like, I get it. You can't really add fabric. So sure, I'll buy some leggings for this for you.
They're making you buy the leggings?
Yeah. Well, I have to get them anyway. I was gonna get shorts with pockets anyway, so I could put my phone in my pocket, set an alarm for when my breaks are, and just keep that on my leg. Since normally I would wear a watch that vibrates when the alarm goes off to let me know if I'm wearing a costume that can hide a watch. But my arms are going to be revealed and they're going to have makeup on and stuff. So my way around that is to get like shorts, like biker shorts, and have pockets and leave my phone in that. So I'll just feel it whenever it goes off, go off on my break. So I was thinking of buying shorts like that anyway. It worked really well in 2018. Those weren't mine, so I have to buy my own. But yeah, so they were like, oh, wear black leggings. And I was like, I was going to buy shorts anyway, so. That was a very long explanation that didn't need to be that long, and I apologize for that. That could have been way shorter. That could have been one sentence. I got distracted. What was he laughing at? But yeah, so that'll be interesting. They're not as organized as HHN, but they get very creative with their costumes, I think. And this is going to be my first year where I actually wear makeup, so that'll be fun.
Look at that.
If you don't scare this year, come see me.
I'm down to, anyways. I like going to knots.
I'm excited I'll be able to talk this year.
Oh, wow.
Because at HHN we're not allowed to speak, right?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
We're not allowed to speak. Whether you actually speak or not is another story. Did you use words?
Well, sometimes for Kill Billy, because we didn't have an audio thing, I did.
What would you say?
Because I was a little girl, so I just screamed mine, mommy and mine, and Dolly and wanna play. Yeah, I talk a lot. I did talk a lot. Because I would actually to respond to what they're saying too. But again, that's just because we didn't have audio. A lot of the bases do have audio though, but you didn't talk as a scare maze in the scare zone?
No, because I had masks.
And you're also a wolf, so.
Yeah, and I was a wolf. Like, what was I gonna say? You have a big, scary wolf face in your face, and then my voice comes through like, hi. Like, how's it going? It just would not fit. I get so many questions like, did you roar at people? And I go, guys, no, my mouth would not move, and I cannot sound the way you think that wolf would sound. Although I would love to have that power. I would love to be able to sound like that at the drop of a hat. No. No. If I had the prosthetics, if I was a half-transformed wolf, absolutely. But no.
Yeah.
Full mask, no.
You're creative and talented for that, so.
I had to use my body. I had to pantomime a lot of stuff. Especially the, go away. Just like, huh, wolf hands. What you gonna do? God, those gloves. They actually caused my pinky to go outward more. It was weirdly fitted to my hand, and it would cause a strain here in between my fingers. We tried to fix it, but scaring like this for hours, I couldn't move my pinky for a while.
That's how you just came out after. That's what you got out of it.
Yeah. So if you see me going like this, it's because of the glove.
Yeah, that's something you're gonna hold forever.
Just big grudge. I'll be an old grandma. It's like, Grandma, why is your pinky slightly more out than the other fingers? They would never say that because it doesn't matter. But if they did, I'd go, the gloves. The wolf gloves. They go, okay, time to put her in a home.
That'd be great.
So, when you are not scaring, what do you like to do?
Sleep after.
Say what?
I'm like sleep after.
Yeah.
After the season's done, it's lots of sleeping.
Don't we all? If you have a friend who is a scare actor, I beg you, let them sleep as long as they want. Because it is exhausting being a scare actor. It really is.
And I become antisocial because you're like basically social the whole season dealing with all these great, annoying people that just want to piss you off.
Especially when you give them alcohol. They're the best. Oh. Do you have any fun drunk guest stories?
Yeah, your regular, like, they smell bad, they come to your face, they say you're not scary, they drop their drink, then we gotta evacuate the whole maze to clean up that beer.
That's fun.
See, no one has puked. That would have been
Oh.
But,
Nice.
it's just a regular, like, hostility.
They get very aggressive when they're drunk.
Very ballsy. They think they can do everything. I'm like, you're in a maze. You're in a paper maze.
It's like, you grab my mask, security's gonna grab you. Just don't. Don't do that. Why would you do that? Don't be like that.
Grab props or like steal props in the maze.
Or like try and scare us. Sober people do that too, but when they're drunk, they do it more. They think they have the power. It's like, no, this is my job. If you want to audition, audition, but...
That's a pet peeve of mine. I hate when...
Me too.
Why are you trying to scare me? You paid to be scared.
That is a pet peeve of mine, but a worse pet peeve is when they think they scared you, but they didn't. Because, like, no, you didn't, and now you're hurting my pride because now you're making other people think I was scared when I wasn't. I have a reputation. Like,
Yeah.
like this one dude came up from behind me when I was the wolf in the scare zone, and he grabbed my waist, and that caused me to jump a little bit because, you know, I wasn't expecting to be grabbed from behind, and it like pinched my sides. Then he came from around and was like, haha, got you, scared you, yeah. And I was so tempted to drop character and be like, no, I was just harassed and cool. I was surprised. It's different than being scared.
Yeah.
Just wasn't expecting that. Cool, thanks, bro. You must be fun at parties.
I would have reported him. You didn't report him?
I did, but I couldn't like get a good enough look. That was one of the biggest issues I had was I couldn't see out of my mask. So when someone...
You have no cameras to go back.
And we have no cameras. Well, there are some cameras, but you have to be very specific as far as what time it happened because they're like looking through a crowd of people. So
When
about...
they touched me, I'm like, all right, clocked in, bye.
I couldn't check the time. Sometimes I would run off and tell like the Securitas person like, what time is it? Thank you. And then go off. But we had this system after a while of this happening, and I realized I cannot see out of my mask. I can't report people. I might get lucky and they might have some identifier that's obvious, but I'm usually looking at a bunch of shoes. So I don't know. And I have no peripheral. I have no idea where people are coming from. I have no way to know. So we had this system where the half-transformed wolf would keep an eye on the full-transformed wolf. And if someone messes with them, the half-transformed would follow them in the zone, like pointing at them, making it very obvious, while the full-transformed wolf got security and said, follow the wolf. And there was still this idiot. Story time. Some dude pet me and then like kind of shoulder checked me as he walked by, and my half transformed wolf girl in the Snow White gown, bless her heart, followed him straight up, was just like pointing at him. Very difficult to miss, following him through the zone, and it wasn't even that crowded a day even. So I sprint over to Securitas and I was like, hey, someone touched me, they hit me, they shoulder checked me, all this stuff. That guy over there in the gray sweatshirt, him. Kick him out. Do that. He's gonna keep doing it to other actors, I know it. And the guy's like, huh? Where? So you see that big wolf over there, walking, yeah, pointing at a guy, yeah, that guy. The guy she's pointing at, him. Where? Do you want a wolf escort? I can escort you. Here, come, follow me. Well, I'll duck and weave through the crowd. We're gonna meet them. Let's go. And he was just slow as molasses. I'm like, come on, do your effing job and come with me. So I led him to the guy, and I still said, okay, here he is. He goes, who? Where? Him. And the guy's standing there staring at the Securitas person like, hi. I'm like, this guy. Him! Do something! Nothing happened. He let him go. It's the most frustrating freaking thing. Like, what else am I supposed to do? Sorry, other scare actors. This guy's gonna mess with you. I tried.
You probably did.
He probably did. Probably grabbed someone's mask and shook it. There were so many parents that would stick their forearm into the wolf's mouth and then shake. That's where my eyes were. So I was like,
Or
ow!
When they're filming and they have their flash on, and they're like...
No flash photography. Oh god, some show control people were amazing at that. They would be like, no flash! And chase after them.
I love those people.
I love those people. Like, if there's ever a year I can't scare for whatever reason, I would love to be show control and really look out for people, because I know how many people we have in our corner. It's not many.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Oh, man. Is there any other advice you would give new scare actors?
No. Make lots of friends. Eat, sleep, stretch. Do not take energy drinks because you will crash. A lot of people think they can do it, but they can't.
No sugary drinks. You could do Gatorade. Gatorade's good.
Yeah.
But don't drink Monster. Just be a monster.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good one.
I just came up with that. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think it's chilly at night.
Someone said this wouldn't happen to be located in South Carolina. Nope. California.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. I used to live 5 minutes from Universal. I was very spoiled. I would roll out of bed at like 4 and then still get there by 5 and
That's me.
yeah. And now I'm way too far. It would take me over 2 hours to get there and then I would still have work like yeah, it can't happen. Not this year, but maybe another year. I don't know. I hope to still have my job in the future. Oh, I don't want to jinx that, knock on wood. But if anything did happen and I happened to not have a job and I could make the 2-hour trip, you know I would, because I miss my Scare family.
Yeah.
I miss all you guys. I still want to hang out. Like if you guys go to like I don't know, a diner after and I'm not doing anything and it's like, yeah, it's 2 a.m. I got off at 12:30 and I only have work tomorrow. Sure, I'll drive an hour and a half out of my way to grab like chicken fingers with people.
Diners, those were the best.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I did that like once, but I didn't do it many times.
It's crazy, especially. I mean, that's probably why I slept all the time. Because I go out to the diner with everybody else.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably why. I missed Howl at the Moon. Going to Howl at the Moon later.
Yeah,
All the Scareactors taking over.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Howl.
Should replace it with something similar.
Hopefully. I hope so. Let's party on City Walk. Let's go.
Why not have karaoke night at City Walk? It's the best decision ever.
Yeah. So, if you don't scare this year, what would you do instead?
Probably still like my hairstyling stuff, traveling for sure. Actually, lots of road trips is what I would be doing.
Wait, where would you go?
I would probably just take a road trip down to like down the U.S. I've always wanted. That's like on my bucket list to drive across the country.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Just
I'd go,
hit
like,
every landmark.
Yeah, or go down the whole Route 66. Actually drive through the whole thing.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. Do that. Why would you scare when you could do that?
Because gas is $5 a gallon.
Oh, yeah. Forgot. Ouch. My wallet. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just get a hot air balloon and go that way.
Bike ride the entire way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you'd be so fit.
Yeah.
You'd be just as tired.
Yeah. I come there. Just without the scaring.
Exactly. But scares are fun. Do you have any other fun stories that you'd like to share before we call it? Because it is about that time.
No, we could call it. That was super fun.
You liked it? Yay! Yay! Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it, especially because we planned this so long ago.
Yes, and we're here.
And it's so good to see your face. Like, honestly, I've been seeing some of your posts and, like, you dancing. And, guys, follow her on Instagram. She posts really awesome things. She's a very talented person, hairstylist, dancer. It's below her face. I put the overlay. All right, is there anything you'd like to promote or give advice or anything before we call it?
Drink lots of water and don't touch me on Halloween Horror Nights.
Boom, there we go. Don't touch the Scareactors. We like our distance.
Yes,
We come at you, you don't come at us, okay? I hate it.
Scare.
You get scared. Allow yourself to be scared.
Oh. That's a good one.
Because that keeps us going. When you try and be brave, it hurts our feelings. Just let us scare you.
There to be scared.
We're sensitive little beings. We're on a bad path of life. Why do you think we ended up here?
Why do you think we took this job?
Feed our egos. That's the least you can do. We're clearly in a tough spot.
Yes.
Oh man, well thank you so much for joining me. I will, I guess, do my own self-promotions. First off, once again, please follow Kelinda. She is amazing. I hope you get to scare this year if you want to, of course. I just want to see you scare again. Follow me on all the things. I'm gonna try and keep this short and sweet. I'm gonna be uploading stuff to TikTok and YouTube again. I know I've been MIA for a while. I've been busy, but I am making content for when I'm gonna be dead tired working 2 jobs during hot season, so there will be content. All these Scareactor stories, if you're watching on YouTube, that's what's happening. I'm just uploading during the time that I can't be doing anything else. So, cool. I hope you're enjoying it, and thank you for watching, and follow on Instagram and Discord for stream updates. I also play on Twitch. Follow on Twitch. Cool. I think that's all the things. Thank you so much again, Kelinda. I hope you had fun.
I did.
And don't be a stranger.
Stay out of danger.
I like that. Don't be a stranger, stay out of danger. Cool. No, I won't. 'Cause guests. I'm willingly becoming a scare actor again. That's just dipping into danger willingly. But yeah, so if you guys are thinking of becoming a scare actor, subscribe to my YouTube. I have a lot of tips and tricks on there. I tell fun scare actor stories on TikTok, and obviously my friends share awesome stories and give good advice. So tune in for more scare actor stories. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good night, Kelinda. Thanks again.
Bye.